I sold my first house, held the check in my hand, and thought, this is it. I'm going to flip houses and change my life. And I meant it. I could feel it. That was 10 years ago. I still haven't flipped one. And the reason is the same reason your plan still feels alive in your head, but it's dead in your life. Your brain has been paying you for work you haven't done. And today, I'm going to show you how to cut off the check. So, I went home that night. I did what any smart person would do. I started researching, reading the books, ran the numbers, called people who knew that possibly they could help me, and it felt like progress. Every single night I spent planning, and it felt like I was building something, but I wasn't. I was doing the most dangerous thing you can do when you want to change your life. I was getting the feeling of moving forward without actually going anywhere. And here's what made it worse. It felt responsible. Nobody's going to criticize the guy who does his homework. Nobody calls you reckless for being prepared. So I kept preparing for 10 years. You've done a version of this, maybe not with houses, maybe it's the business you've been pricing out, the move you keep researching, the side hustle you've had a notebook for 2 years on, and you feel like you're close, but you're not close. You haven't started. And that's what's happening in your brain right now. The reason this keeps repeating is something you've probably never been told. And once you hear it, every late night you've spent planning is going to make a very different kind of sense. Here's what your brain is doing to you. When you sit down and plan, maybe research the business, map out the numbers, picture what your life looks like when it works, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical it releases when you actually accomplish something. Your brain does not know the difference really between planning the win and earning the win. So every night you open the laptop, run the numbers, pictured the house, pictured the life, your brain said, done, reward collected, threat neutralized. By the time you needed to actually move or sign something, spend something, risk something, the energy was already spent. The excitement was gone. What was left felt heavy and uncertain and really not worth it. That's why you keep stalling. Not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, because your brain already cashed a check it never earned. Now, the smarter you are, the worse this hits. Because smart people build more detailed plans, more convincing plans, more rewarding plans. Your intelligence is literally working against you. But here's what none of this explains yet. If this is a brain problem, if it's chemical, then how did I break out of it? Because I did. And I didn't do it with willpower. I didn't do it with motivation. I did it with a method that makes the decision before the moment ever arrives. But before I give you the method, I need to show you that it works, not in theory, but in my life. 2 years ago, I was the guy who worked out when he felt like it, maybe twice a week. I wanted to be consistent. I knew I should be consistent. Does that sound familiar? Then I stopped negotiating with myself. I built a rule instead. Every day when I leave work, before I go home, before I run the errands, before I do anything else, I drive straight to the gym. Workout clothes already in the back of the truck. There is no stop in between. There is no I'll go after dinner because I know myself. The moment I do anything else first, go home, sit down, get busy on my phone, the chance of me going to the gym doesn't just drop, it disappears. So I eliminated the gap. Work ends, I drive. That's it. Today, I am in the best shape of my life, not because I found more willpower, but because I stopped giving my brain a window to talk me out of it. Now, here's what matters about this the most. It's the same method I'm now using on the things that I've been planning for a decade. The business, the content, the things I let my brain reward me for without ever building them. And it starts with one sentence. The method is called implementation intentions. One sentence that changes the structure of how your brain approaches action. Here's how it works. Every time you have to decide whether you're to act, your brain runs a cost-benefit calculation. And when the cost is risk and the benefit is uncertain, inaction wins. Every time, your brain will choose comfort over progress every single unscripted moment. So you stop giving it a choice. You script the moment in advance. Step 1, kill the decision before it happens. Stop saying, I'm going to work on my business this week. That's a wish. And your brain treats wishes like plans. It rewards you for saying it and never follows up. Instead, write one sentence. If this happens, then I do this. No negotiation, no deciding in the moment. The trigger fires and you move. That's why my gym rule is, if I leave work, then I drive straight to the gym. No stop at home, no errands first. Clothes are already in the bag. My brain never gets a vote. The decision was made before the moment arrived. Step 2, make it embarrassingly small. This is where a lot of people blow it. They write, then I will spend 3 hours building my business plan. That's not a trigger, that's a project. And your brain knows the difference. It will resist a project every single time, but it won't resist one tiny thing. Then I will open one listing. Then I will text one person. Then I will write the first sentence. One thing. That's the entire job. Because here's what actually happens. You almost never stop at one thing. But you have to make starting feel like nothing. Because right now, starting feels like everything. That's the gap that's been killing you. Now, step 3, attach it to something you can't skip. Don't build a new routine from scratch. Bolt it on to something you already do every single day. I didn't create a gym schedule. I don't have gym days. I attach the gym to leaving work. Something that happens every day whether I want it to or not. The routine's already there. I just built the door on the other side of it. Maybe for starting that business. What do you do every single night without thinking? You probably eat dinner. Maybe you put the kids to bed. Whatever it is, that's your trigger. If I finish dinner, then I open the laptop for 15 minutes. You already ate. You just connected your future to something you can't not do. The goal is not discipline. The goal is to make starting automatic. Because the moment starting is automatic, your brain loses the window to talk you out of it. The window is where your plans have been going to die. Here's what you're gonna do tonight. Not this weekend, but tonight. Write one if-then statement. One trigger, one action. So small you can't say no to it. If blank, then I will blank. Put it where you'll see it tomorrow. When the trigger hits, don't think, just move. The way I don't think when I leave work, I just drive. I'm not asking you to build the whole dream tonight. I'm asking you to take the dream out of your head and put it into one sentence that exists in the real world. Because that's the shift. As long as the plan lives in your head, your brain gets to keep cashing checks it didn't earn. The moment you write it down and attach it to a trigger, you've cut off the supply. 10 years goes fast. I know because I watched it go by. I had the plan the entire time. I just never had the trigger. Don't watch the next 10 years the same. I held that check in my hand and I felt it, the life that was coming, and then I spent a decade feeling it instead of building it. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it is designed to do: conserve energy and avoid risk. But you weren't designed to live the same year on repeat. You were built for more than a plan. Prove it tonight. Now, don't stop here. You've got momentum right now, and your brain is looking for a reason to let it die. Don't let it. Watch this next video.